Hello, everyone. Amy Dean here, and I want to answer another question here, or rather look at our poll and go through specifically what you need support with. And this is 100% my most important, experience that I want to bring to our group here is that whatever you're struggling with, whatever the transformation you want to uncover in your life, please let me know in our group because we're calling this our Tuesday transformation, where you are taking a poll in the group to see what you most need. And then I'm going to create personalized videos for you so that you can work through these challenges that are coming up. So let me come to one of our poll results here, which was about exploring your Akashic records and wanting to discover your life purpose. Now, this is a really big one in the group, and understandably, because life purpose is really important and the Akashic records can help you absolutely uncover your life purpose. But before I dive into that, something really important here and very similar to what I was talking about in a previous video about safety in the Akashic records is that when we are trying to understand our life purpose, we first need to understand why we haven't yet uncovered our life purpose. So I'm going to say that again, because it's very, very, very important. And one big piece of this is that knowing that the Akashic Records is a tool, is a resource to access the information of our purpose. But we need to take a step back first and identify and do some inner work on this to uncover what maybe has kept me blocked from knowing my life purpose up until this point. Because there are lots of tools, right, to go and find our life purpose. You could talk to a coach, a counselor, you can go into the Akashic Records, you could do energy healing work, and all of these are great and they do help. However, if you don't identify the blocks that are causing you to not know what your life purpose is in the foundation, we'll say, then going into the Akashic Records, you're just going to experience a mirrored or parallel. It's almost like a mirrored experience of those blocks themselves. So let's say you have a fear that if you uncover your purpose, then everything's going to change for you. And maybe it's good changes. Maybe it's changes where you need to leave certain relationships in your life. Maybe it's changes where some really big things are going to happen that you just feel really uncomfortable with even thinking about, right? You might not know what they are right now, but just this idea of I might lose my relationship, or I might have to change jobs, or I might have to do something totally different in my life. And that means taking a risk, right? And of course, diving deeper into who you really are. This is scary stuff. So it's so interesting how our mind goes into, I want to know my life purpose. I want to know my life purpose, and then tries to go into the Akashic Records to uncover it. But I have worked with so many people on this, and I have to tell you, the number one block is fear. And the fear of either finding out whatever your life purpose is, whether it's, stepping into it and taking action within that life purpose, within this idea that you might be unworthy to even uncover or discover your life purpose, which is really, really common and might be happening subconsciously for you. You might not even realize there's this unworthy wound within you, this shame wound of I'm not good enough, so therefore I'm not going to uncover my purpose. So I want to redirect your attention around identifying your wounding first. Which wounds are showing up in me? What am I afraid of? What is really keeping me stuck? After all these years of discovering my life purpose, what could it be inside if I look at my history, whether there's trauma, whether there's experiences of not being enough, and just do some journaling around this first. I really encourage each and every one of you to do that before you even begin to venture into your Akashic Records, before you continue the journey of your Akashic Records, because while you can get incredible insights in there and you can absolutely, uncover your purpose, if you don't look at these blocks first and understand them fully and completely, then accessing your records is not going to be very fruitful. You're not going to get great information. You're going to get stuck. You're going to feel like you can't trust what is coming through. So that is imperative. We got to kind of spin this whole spiritual growth thing on its head for a moment and realize that while the Akashic Records is excellent excellent tool for us. We have to start to do the inner work first. We have to look at what is causing me to not believe I even am on the right track of my life purpose, or that it's something bigger, or that I'm, going to uncover it and be afraid of what might happen next. So I'm really going to encourage you, please sit with this. Please take some time to be with this first. And then once you've sat with this, please do share in our group. I consider this a safe community where we can completely understand one another and love each other through these hard times, because you're not alone if you're feeling stuck around your purpose. With that being said, once you have uncovered that, then from there we can talk about, and I can create another video on how to start to move through these woundings. And there's also some already videos, actually, come to think of it, here for you to start to look at and start to get a good idea about where these woundings come from and how to move through them. And then, and only then access your Akashic records. And then I have the resource, and this is every month right now, where I am teaching a live training on the Akashic records. So that is something I recommend. Now, of course, if you're saying I, want to join, let's say, this training, and there isn't time really to do some of this inner work, know that we do some of this work as far as your wounding goes within the actual training itself. But that is different than going into the records to uncover your life purpose, because in our monthly trainings, or actually meditations rather, I'm taking you through this very particular way to move through these wounds, so that you don't have to, think about, how am I going to heal this? How am I going to work through it? So let's shift focuses, if we can, to looking at your wounding, to looking at the things that are causing you the most stress and strain in your life, and what's keeping you stuck. And then we can dive more into purpose and dive more into what that looks like next for you. So I love to hear your insights, any ideas, any feelings that come up, and we will be in touch here in the group.